Before I begin, stab that like button and subscribe if this video resonates with you to help the channel's growth. But without further ado, let's talk Scream, everyone. So ever since first hearing the Stu Lives theory about 2 movies ago, I determined for myself how I'd want to see the character return if the writers someday decided to take the franchise in that direction. Upon hearing that Stu's actor, Matthew Lillard, is officially returning, along with watching the recently released Scream 7 trailer, I am now fairly certain that the film will realize the pitch I had created in my head years ago. Not only does this pitch account for Stu's return, but it also details the identity of the newest Ghostface terrorizing Sydney. But enough preamble. Let's get into the details. So, is Stu Ghostface? Absolutely not. That would be just about the most uninteresting, redundant, and lazy way to bring back Matthew Lillard after so much time imaginable. No. Stu's return, assuming he's not just coming back as a hallucination, which would also be boring and redundant after Skeet Ulrich's return as Billy in the previous 2 movies, would be as a red herring. While investigating the identity of the newest Ghostface, the main cast of Scream 7 will discover not only that Stu's still alive, as foreshadowed by Mindy Meeks in the previous movie, but has recently been released from a mental health facility. This will of course lead them toward pointing the finger at him, especially after this latest killer taunts Sydney by referencing their shared history. But, as mentioned before, Stu will be absolved of guilt at the end of Act 2 when a small detail will exonerate him. Stu, realizing he's being intentionally framed, will become as eager as Sydney to unmask the true culprit, and as such, will help the main characters get a step ahead of Ghostface for much of the final act, utilizing his expertise in a killer's mindset. So if not Stu, who else from Sydney's past could the killer possibly be? Well, no one. The killer will be Stu's therapist from the mental facility previously interviewed by the main cast upon learning of Stu's seemingly probable involvement in the killings, armed with loads of personal information obtained during their years of sessions together. If there are additional Ghostfaces, they will be 1 or more fellow patients from the facility manipulated by the Shrink. My guess is that Stu will ultimately sacrifice his life to protect Sydney's daughter, finally redeeming himself for his actions in the original Scream movie. But, to be honest, I'm hoping he makes it out alive. I just think the storytelling potential of the future of the franchise is much more interesting with Stu surviving, to fill in the male elder statesman role left vacant after the death of Dewey in Scream 5. After the drama behind Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega's departure from the franchise, which infinitely frustrates me, Scream needs a fresh dynamic going forward to keep their fan base energized for the future. So what do you guys think? Am I onto something? Am I totally off base? Do you have an even better theory? Sound off in the comments. Lastly, if you like comic book movies, click on the top video that just popped up to see my personal blueprint for a theoretical shared DC universe, or the video below it if you're more of a video game movie fan to see my theory about the plot of the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. Ciao, friends.